Okay, Nicolette, what are you doing right now?
I am patching the hole with Bondo. So this is a fiberglass cloth. And I mixed in, this is the resin right here. That's resin, and then it came with a hardener. And then mixed in this little container. This is the packaging Bondo. And I have a time limit here, it dries quickly. So basically
We have what, like 8 to 12 minutes?
Yeah.
For just this little bit.
And you can see it like molding around the hole there. So all I did was cut like a square a little bit bigger than the hole, mixed it, I started brushing the sides first, and then it starts to stick, and then it's forming to the hole, and then I did the middle part.
And so here is the fiberglass material that we're using to cover up the hole. We have a pretty gnarly hole right here. We've deduced that this area had rotted out, but even though it's connected to the frame of the vehicle, it's only a superficial layer, so we're able to just patch it up. And so fortunately where this resides is only, well, will be right underneath our bed and our bench that we're gonna have right there. So there shouldn't be too much weight under there, and obviously that's something that we have to look out for and make sure that there's not too much weight. And so I do want to say that, you know, this van that we purchased, we got a pretty good deal on it. And you know, a lot of people out here are out there doing, you know, van conversions, are starting out with the you know, newer vehicles, especially like the Sprinter vans, the Transits, but we decided to keep the cost down and go with a reliable vehicle with a good engine. Even though it's a little older, it has, since it's so old, well, not so old, but since it's older, it has, you know, we should be able to get parts pretty much anywhere we are because of the 300 i6 engine that it has. It's a very common engine for the Ford, so that's kind of the route we took. But when taking that route, you know, you have a lot of, you know, you're opening up Pandora's box. There's a lot of things that you have to take precautionary of. And so what we did also is, with all the holes in the floor, we used Rust-Oleum leak seal to cover up any of the little holes that were already opened, and sprayed down you know, bolts that were starting to rust, just to ensure that we would manage the problem now rather than later. And then if there was a hole that was too big, we just used a sealant, Solar Seal, to caulk the holes, and yeah, just to plug up any open space that we had. So we used Stable rust stopper, and you know, we sprayed it down on all the areas that had prior rust on it, so just to hopefully manage that problem. Like right here, this is all rusted out, so we sprayed it down, cleaned it off, and yeah, hopefully that can mitigate any future problems. It's a fun process, it really is, even though it can be stressful and worrisome to think about all the stuff that we have to do. We just know we have to take it one step at a time to, you know, to figure it out. Okay, so Nicolette just finished the Bondo, and you can see the hole right here, but check out, it's hard, it's rock hard. I mean, there's a little give to it, and it still has to set up for a couple more hours.
This is like, what, 10 minutes after doing it? And that's hard.
Yeah. This is just 10 minutes after doing it. So as you can see, it really seals up nicely. So go ahead and tell them what we're doing.
We put this little lath thing in here to fill the grooves. First I wasn't very excited about it, but you can see the plywood laying on there. It just makes it look, or fill in those gaps. So now we're going to take this red paper and make our template out of it so we can cut the plywood and go all around the, the jiggity jaggy.
The jiggity jaggedy. Yeah. We're going to roll out the paper, get a nice even template, and so hopefully that'll make our life a lot easier when it comes to cutting the plywood and cutting the insulation for the floor. So
do you like that nice garage that we...
Yeah, look at this pit. And we're just adding to the mess. So there's the quick update. We're gonna keep on keeping on. Okay, so here we have the template laid out for the floor as far as the insulation goes, and so now it's ready to be installed. Woohoo!
Boom!
Like a glove!
First part of the floor!
Okay, so just a quick update. We got most of our plywood laid down, fit in nice and snug, and using our template. But now, instead of bringing that template back out and trying to piece in this, we just measured off because it's pretty much just straight edges. So we're gonna measure, cut, and utilize the scraps of our plywood that we have instead of using another full sheet, and hopefully save a little money, so we can just take that back. So yeah, and we're also just gonna have a little snack. Nicolette's got a muffin, and I got a cookie and my coffee. Breakfast of champions. Normally I like to have more of a nutritious meal, but a cookie on a Sunday morning is delicious, and you can't go wrong. So yes. 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 All right. So what do we got done, Nicolette?
We got the floor done.
We got the floor all finished out.
Well,
not all finished out, but we got the insulation down, we got our plywood down, and
now we gotta tape it underneath and then screw it.
yeah. But that's pretty self-explanatory stuff. We have to finish out the wheel wells by putting a Reflectix tape on it, and then or Reflectix insulator, and then we'll tape over that. But yeah, it's exciting. We're seeing progress. At first, I was, even though it's only been 6 days, just tearing everything out, I was like, oh man, are we actually gonna get stuff done? But
and I was telling your mom, that was the least fun part. Now it can only be more fun for me.
yeah, dust flying in your face and old insulation and tearing up you know, the carpet and fixing out the rust spots. That wasn't that fun. It was fun, but it wasn't that fun. So.
Anyways, where we go from here? We'll put Reflectix in the front, and then we're gonna cover that with carpet, but that won't be till later because we don't want to get the carpet all dirty when we're building stuff on top. Then we go to the ceiling and the walls. And I believe we'll start insulating and kind of mapping out where our studs will be and where we're drilling for our cabinets and our bed and stuff.
And for our studs, I think we've decided that we're going to use steel studs and steel runners, and then put a furring strip inside of that. So we're not drilling wood straight into what is already set out, but we'll have the steel in there. So it's lighter, and it has a flex and give to it. And from a little bit of the research that we've done, yeah, steel it's safer for in case of accidents. It bends, and it's also supple. Like, it has give to it. You know, when we're bouncing on the road, instead of having just like entirely wooden studs crack or just be really rigid. So yeah, we're gonna have steel studs for lighter capabilities and a little bit of give in case of whatever happens. So yeah, this is pretty much phase 1, and we are complete.
Which is great, because like that was 1 week. 1 week we did that.
1 week. And we could have done it a lot quicker.
But we have lives.
We have lives. We gotta work. We gotta.
Kinda.
We gotta work. And, you know, we have family coming into town, so we can't devote all day every day, but we knocked out a good 8 hours yesterday on Saturday, and we've been at it for 3 hours or so today. And yeah.
Exciting
stuff.
stuff.
Fun stuff.
Right. Good?
Yep.